Back when I was 17 and on exchange, my friends and I decided to take a circuit trip to see more of China. We lived in the north, so the first step was to take a train down to Beijing and meet up with some other exchange kids. Since we were underage and there were strict rules about travel, we told our host families we were visiting our friends in a town just a few hours even farther north called Jiamusi. So the three of us get dropped off at the train station 15 minutes before the train to Jiamusi, planning to wait there for a few hours before the Beijing train boards. Long story short, we get a little cocky about time and end up running to our gate just 10 minutes before the train's scheduled to leave. Because it's China, where timeliness can go a bit too far, the train is already gone. The gate manager just laughs at us, but a young-looking guy comes over, asks to look at our tickets. We hand them over, and he takes off running. We give chase, to the laughs of the gate manager and others in the area, but this dude's too fast and we lose him. So there we were sitting in the train station. We can't go home, because it's not like we can say, oh, we missed the train to Jiamusi hours ago and just came back now. We couldn't afford new tickets, so we stalked the station for the guy before. In true teenage fashion, we sat ourselves down in moped. Suddenly this very shady older woman leans over and whispers in my ear. You wanna go to Beijing? I can get you there for 1/2 the price of that train. Fool us once, right? So we politely tell her we're not sure we're interested. She gets assertive, grabs me by the arm and starts pulling me up, saying she'll take us to Beijing. My friend wrestles me back, and is now way beyond suspicious. He asks her to come with him as he goes from stranger to stranger, telling our situation and asking if this woman sounded trustworthy. Some said yes, some said no. Well, that was good enough for us. We follow her out of the station to an alley behind it. We stop outside a convenience store, where three big guys ask to take our bags. We're now very uncomfortable, and try to resist, but they snatch them and take them to the back. We're trying to ask the lady what's going on, but she just keeps telling us they work for her, it'll be fine, sit here for 45 minutes, and then gives us each a lollipop to bide our time. At that point, we were really up creek, so what are you gonna do? We sat down and sucked on our candy in very dejected silence. 45 minutes pass, more people are milling around. Shady lot by the look of most of them, and most didn't speak Mandarin. My friend starts crying. She cried easily, but it was stressful, so the lady keeps shoving convenience store snacks on us and not leaving until we eat them. We started joking about how nice it was that the thieves and kidnappers gave us candy. Then, out of nowhere, I don't know how it even fit in the alley, comes a bus. There's no seats inside, but beds stacked in threes. One of the men opened the bottom hatch, and there were our bags. We're told to take our shoes off, given slippers and a blanket. Turns out it was a commuter bus, actually a lot what I imagine the night bus in Harry Potter was like. Over the trip, we end up having a ball with the other passengers, one of which was a very drunk worker from the far-off Uyghur province who sang folk songs the whole way. Came into Beijing with a great story. Me and a friend were in Riga, Latvia. The fact he was a co-worker is relevant, and also the fact this was his first trip aboard that wasn't to a beach resort. I'd arranged the trip as he was interested in the off-the-beaten-path type of travel I enjoy and was a bit on edge, as in the last 3 days I'd taken him into the Chernobyl exclusion zone and also had a run-in with a soldier in Belarus. Anyway, in Riga I had arranged for us to go shoot some AK-47s and we were getting picked up. A top-of-the-range Audi pulls up and two guys get out who look like they have no business owning a car that expensive. Stereotypical gangsters with shaved heads with scars. We get in and head over to the shooting range, which turns out to be closed. One of them has a heated phone call, then explains that the owner is hungover but will open the place in an hour or so. They say they run a bar we can have a couple of free beers in whilst we wait. It's 10 a.m. but sod it. We then drive for a bit and pull up outside a house with bars over the windows and an electric gate closes behind us. Bit weird. We go into the house and there is a swimming pool in the hallway and we walk over to Cream Leather Bar. They let us know the beers normally cost €7 but we can have 2 free each anymore and we have to pay. Bit nervous at this point, so we get through the first beer quickly and relax a bit and start chatting with the guys. After a bit one of drops the bombshell that this is the best brothel in Latvia and if we get bored there are girls downstairs for €40 an hour. Fuck sake, what ve we gotten into. After another beer I decide that it'd be interesting to chat with them about what it's like to be a gangster running a brothel. After a graphic conversation and being shown photos of various A-list celebrities sitting at the bar we are at, they then ask what we do for a living. I mention we work for a gambling company and realize I've made a mistake immediately. You guys must have a lot of money then? Fuck. Maybe you come back tonight and break the brothel record? My friend asks, what's the brothel record, as he doesn't have a single inkling of what they could mean. 11 The guy responds. 11 what, says my friend. My mouth is agape at this point. 11 girls at the same time. This is the point where most people would do the math in their head, but my friend did it out loud. 11 girls, that's 440 euros, so 480 euros would break the record. I can afford that. Fuck. I mutter to him that they don't know he isn't serious. One of the guys starts to walk off saying he's going to arrange it for tonight. No. I manage to explain and we laugh it off. Anyway, they realize we aren't going to spend any money, so we start to drive back to the shooting range. Whilst driving, one of the guys turns around and says there is no shooting range. Get your cards and pins ready. We are going to play a game of whether you live or die. Major fuck. Me and my mate look at each other and go white. Dead silence for about 10 seconds before the guy starts laughing and says it was a joke. Bastard. We get to the shooting range and I don't care at this point and am just getting through my rounds as fast as possible. At the end, the guy informs me they don't have the hand grenade I paid for. I ask for the 40 years I paid for it back and the guy says no, surprised I even asked, to be honest. He says, you can have explosion at my house. I tell him I don't want to blow stuff up in his garden and replies, no, explosion in bedroom at brothel, 1 hour credit. I say no, but he insists and writes me out a voucher.
I have two, one happy, one where I pissed myself. I will now tell the happy story. I was in Rome when the Pope died. Luckily, I had already booked a hostel months prior. The place was crawling with kids fresh off the trains from Poland and planes from Brazil. I made my way to my hostel from the train station with ease and checked in. I was chilling in the lounge of the hostel before going to meet my friends somewhere for dinner. I am on one of the computers shooting my dad an email when this cute girl sits down next to me. I say, hi, I'm Future Waves. Where are you from? She tells me she's from CT. I being from CT think, fuck yeah, bonding time. I ask her where in CT. She responds with Fairfield County. I go, oh, the Gold Coast. She all of a sudden looks pissed, stares me down and proceeds to tell me she isn't rich and I shouldn't assume all people from Fairfield County are rich. I, probably with dumbfounded look on my face, try to apologize as she gets up and promptly leaves with several of her very good-looking friends. I went out to dinner, had a great time, and I'm in bed early because I have to catch a 10 o'clock train to the coast. I'm staying in a 10-person dorm room and have yet to see who my roommates for the night are. Flash forward to 2 a.m. when a loud group of clearly drunk girls come barging into the room. I just wanting to sleep open my eyes but hardly move. Well, wouldn't you know, it's the same girl and her friends that thought I was such an asshole earlier in the day. Only now, in their drunken stupor, they don't notice I'm awake and proceed to pretty much strip completely naked as they get ready for bed, tits and ass everywhere. I'm chuckling to myself as the Fairfield girl prances around singing and dancing in just panties. A few minutes go by and most of the girls have settled into their bunks when one of them says, hey, it's so hot in here, can someone open the window? I, being right next to a window, sit up, push the window open and say, good night. The dead silence in that room after I spoke was one of the funniest moments of my life, all thanks to backpacking. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and if you liked the video, smash the like button. Have a great day.